I am having a hard time getting up in the morning. I it's well documented on the show here that I get up early, and regardless of when I go to bed, I get up early. And somewhere in the past couple of weeks, that has changed to where I get up way past my alarms. Days when I work, I am a little more encouraged to get out of bed, I guess, responsibility wise, to go to work. But in general, I've got a series of alarms set on my Fitbit, and the first one goes off at 5:30, and really that was never an issue. I was always, well, not always, pretty much up by 5 and ahead of that alarm. And then I have another one set at 6:15 for some weird reason. Uh, and then another one at 7, which is like my fail-safe, or always was my fail-safe. Even though it wasn't necessary, I felt like I needed to have an alarm. There's like a gotta move type alarm. And this morning, my plan was to get up and go for a long run, and my alarm went off at 5:30, and I don't even remember turning that one off, but I must have, because it defaults to a snooze if you don't turn it off. And then the one went off at 6:15, and I thought, I'm just gonna roll around here a little bit. And then at 7, that one went off, and even at that point, I was like, I really, hey. And I really, timing wise, going and getting up and going for a run should have happened. I should have been up at like 6 to have some breakfast and then go for a run and then get back in time. The girls are here, and we're got some grocery shopping to do to make. Well, I don't know what we're doing, but we're going to see a movie. We're flying in the face of the coronavirus and going to see a movie in a public, I guess not public, but a movie house, movie theater, movie place. So, we're doing that at like 11. So I had to get all this stuff done to be able to easily do all that. Well, it didn't happen. And this has been going on for a couple of weeks, like I said. And I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know what's different. Like, it's not like I'm rolling around and, oh, life is terrible. And it's just like, no, bed is cozy, and I think I want to stay here. And I don't have. I guess part of it is I don't have a compelling enough reason to get out of bed when it's not for work. So yeah, I don't know, something to keep an eye on, I guess. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, it's Pi Day. It's March 14th, 2020, and as of this recording, I'm still depressed, but I'm not dead. Whoa, did I botch that little intro? I didn't even tell you it's Saturday. It's Saturday. So, like I said, the girls are here. We've got some plans for the day. We're making cheese curds and going to see a movie and going for a big walk and doing something else. I don't remember what. But yeah. So we've gotten into this thing where every time the girls are here, we make something different. My youngest has gotten into baking, so there's been some baking. We made last weekend, they were here, and we made not really baking, but we made a Fruity Pebbles cheesecake, which was delicious. I felt pretty guilty after eating it because I knew how much cream cheese we had put into it. But Fruity Pebbles, yum, 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 yum. This week, my second oldest wants to make cheese curds, so we're gonna give that a whirl. And yeah, it's been kind of fun doing different things with them, making cookies or what else have we made? We have an air fryer. My mom gifted us an air fryer, so we're trying to use that when we can, and whatever. And I try mostly to get the girls to do all the work. No, it's not a lazy thing on my part. It's just a why not? They can do it. They should do it. So that's kind of fun. Um, so I talked about the sleeping thing, and I don't know really where that's going, what that is about. Um, I don't feel like I haven't been fighting anything. And this is not a coronavirus scare thing. I haven't been dealing with anything that I'm aware would make me want to sleep later. I don't know. This past week I've tried to stay up till 9, which is late for me. And I thought maybe that might be part of it, but the other day I just had enough of the day, and I went to bed at 8. And the next morning it was after 7 again. I mean, that's 11 hours in bed. Come on. And so that kind of leads me into something else I wanted to talk about, and maybe it's more related than I think. Maybe I'm misjudging this, but I've found myself kind of isolating more after work when I get time to be alone at the house. I am alone at the house, and what I'd been thinking was I've really tried to kind of tackle the atmosphere of this newish, latest, current job, and I am forcing myself to talk to people more and try to foster those relationships, which is totally against my first instinct. So, I had talked about on here the one time when I had the blah blah blah, talk to people, and then there was a certain time when I was at the store that I was like, no, I can't talk to people anymore because they're gonna hate me. And I've really been trying to fight that at work, and I think I've done okay. And I keep kind of going back, and I bring up not difficult topics, but like, hey, this is wrong, which is scary for me to tell someone that what they're doing is wrong. In their store, in their house, right, as it were. So, but I've been working on that, and I think it's been good. And I kind of was taking that as why maybe I was isolating when I was at home. Like, I've got so much kind of social capital that I can spend. And, once that's spent at work, I just don't have it. And my correspondence has really fallen off. And I made it a point to email a good number of folks yesterday. And I've heard back from most of y'all already, which is fantastic. But now, I see my inbox is building up again. And, I just hadn't been doing that. I hadn't been texting people. I haven't really reached out to my friends outside the podcast, my lifelong friends. And, I just don't know. So, I was thinking that it was related to this kind of social capital kind of stuff, right? And maybe it's not. Maybe I'm dealing with more than I think. But in general, I feel okay. I feel like I'm not like whoo, yay me kind of stuff, but I feel decent enough, right? I don't know. I don't hate life. I just like bed. And so I don't know. Clearly something is fundamentally going on, right? I mean, this is a recurring thing with the bed thing, with the isolation thing. I just don't know what it is. It's an odd it's an odd situation. And I guess this kind of brings up, like, how should I be evaluating my life, my goodness, my well-being? Like, I for forever when I've worked, I've kind of tied my success in life with my comfort level and so-called success at work. And I'd say in general that's going well right now. And so I think in general, I would say that I'm doing all right. But I guess I'm not as good as judging what my social life is like and whether or not that is healthy or productive, or I don't know what you want to say. So I don't know. I know that I'm clearly not where I was a year ago, and I always do this. I'm better this month than last month, and better that month than 5 months before, and the year before that, and all that. So I don't know. I don't know how. I guess I don't know how to judge how I'm doing, and I don't. I mean, the world is going bonkers, right? I mean, this whole coronavirus thing, and so the stress with that, and will I have to stop work for a while? What about my kids? What about my mom? She's well into that older range where it's the virus is a lot more deadly, a lot more dangerous for her. But I don't think about these things, and I'm aware of them, but I don't know. I don't know. So, I mean, there's opportunity for there to be other stressors in life, and I guess there's the whole unconscious kind of things could be ruminating inside my head, but I'm not aware of them. Like I said, we're going to the movies. I'm not really overly concerned about the state of the world as far as the health crisis that seems to be going on. Although it's hard to judge. It's hard to know what's kind of media excitement over actuality versus what's probable. And, I try to temper it with my science podcasts and things like that, where I can try to learn more about what's going on. But it certainly seems like the struggle is ahead of us, not behind us in this situation. So, yeah, I don't know. 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 I guess we'll get away from that. And I want to thank a lot of folks who have emailed me and said, hey, sorry to hear what you're saying about the 200th episode. And, are you sure? And, yeah, I think, although every time I get a message like that, it kind of spurs me on to say, no, you're not thinking clearly. You got to keep this thing going. And I just don't know. My good friend Kate down in Australia there is she's teasing at maybe there's some kind of combined podcast we could do where I wasn't just kind of offering up my opinion, maybe some of my life stories, but not carrying the weight of a podcast. Do something with her. I don't know if anything's going to come of that. It's obviously interesting. I would love to be involved in something with her. Claire and I will always go back and forth. I will be on her podcast, and I have to have her back on mine pretty soon. This one, I know some folks who listen to me but don't listen to her have asked how she's doing, so we'll get an update on that and whatever. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I mentioned it. I've thought about podcasting my book, right? Doing like a serial once every week, once every other week, a chapter of the book. But I don't think the actor in me is non-existent, and I don't know about uh, doing characters and voices and things like that. But I thought that might be fun, um, and as a reason, it would give me a reason to go through the book and fix some things that are clearly wrong with it. Um, but I don't know. Is that just sometimes when you're transitioning from one thing onto something else, or maybe the unknown, things, many things may seem more fun than they could be. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's going to be it. I've got to, it's early. It's almost 9 now. And the girls will be waking up at the house if the dog isn't already yapping at them. And we've got to get our day going. 2 hours till movie time. So, yeah, I guess that's it. I want to thank everybody for taking time to listen to the show. Those of you who reached out, continue to reach out. And if you haven't wanted to, if you're a little unsure about reaching out, um, you can. I mentioned it last week, but through the website, jamulkey.info, you can send a message completely anonymous if that's something you're concerned about. Or just reach out, send me an email, jamulkey@gmail.com, facebook.com/jamulkey, @jamulkey on Twitter and Instagram. Or, like I said, the website there. Or you can text me, 248-648-1419. Jamolki is Jamoalki. And I hope everyone is staying safe out there and taking proper precautions, because remember, you're not just protecting yourself from the virus, you're protecting others by keeping yourself healthy. So, yeah, let's look out for everybody. And, yeah, everybody, thanks for listening. Be safe and be well.